Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. We are going to make this lovely hat. It's not a complicated pattern. Please just follow the simple steps and you will love the outcome. We are going to use double crochets throughout the project. The pattern is in multiples of 7 plus 3. So you can make it in any size you want. Please follow the simple steps and subscribe. Let's get into it. I'm going to require yarn. I'm using a medium size yarn, a yarn needle, a pair of scissors, crochet hook size 4 millimeters, and a tape measure. We will start by making a chain. For this hat, the size I'm making, I'll chain 80. Remember, multiples of 7 plus 3. So if you want a smaller size, just reduce your stitches. Here I have my chain, and without twisting the chain, join it together with a slip stitch. After joining the chain, chain 2, our chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so on the same stitch make a double crochet. That counts as our first double crochet. Continue with double crochets throughout the row. I'll meet you at the end of this first row. We are almost coming to the end of our first row. On top of our chain 2, join with a slip stitch. Then chain 2. Our second row, we are going to work with front post and back post double crochets. I'm going to make 2 front post double crochets and 2 back post double crochets throughout. That is how we are going to make this bottom part of our hat. We are almost coming to the end of our second row. On top of our chain 2, join with a slip stitch. Always make sure you chain 2, and remember our chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. Continue with front post double crochets and back post double crochets. Continue with the front post and back post double crochets. I'll make a total of about 7 rows and I'll meet you there. Here I have my 7 rows of front post and back post double crochets, and that's enough for my hat. Join with a slip stitch on top of our chain 2. This is how it looks. Now we are going to start on our pattern, on our top pattern, and we chain 2. Our chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch still. So on the same stitch of our chain 2, make 3 double crochets. Then chain 3, skip 2 stitches. On the third stitch, make 3 double crochets again. Chain 3 again. This time skip 3 stitches. On the fourth stitch, make 3 double crochets again. So we skip 2 stitches, then 3 stitches, and in between we have to chain 3. We repeat again, skip 2. On the third stitch, make 3 double crochets. Chain 3, skip 3. On the fourth stitch, make 3 double crochets. So we are making 3 double crochets. We chain 3, we skip 2, we make 3 double crochets, chain 3, skip 3. That is how our pattern looks like for this first row. In between, you have to make sure you have chained 3. We are almost at the end of our first row. We are not going to chain. We are going to close that with a double crochet. So make a double crochet on top of our chain 2. There we go. This is how our row 1 looks like. Chain 2 and turn your work. Now we are going to work with that first stitch of the 3 double crochets, the previous 3 double crochets we made on the first row. So on that first stitch, we make 3 double crochets from the back. This is how it looks like. I hope you are getting the concept. We make 3 double crochets on that first stitch. Then remember to chain 3. Again, we repeat the same. On the first stitch, we make 3 double crochets from the back. 3 double crochets from the back. And this will be our repeat row for this hat. This is how it looks like. It is very easy. Chain 3 in between the 3 double crochets we are making. You have to chain 3. This is our pattern. This is how it looks like. Continue working on that first stitch from the back. We meet at the end of the row. And here we are, almost at the end of the row. Make 3 double crochets. Remember, we are joining with a double crochet, not a chain 3. On top of our first chain 2, join with a double crochet. There we go. This is how our row 1 and row 2 looks like. Our pattern will be a repeat of row 2. Every time we get to the end of our row, we chain 2 and turn our work. Again, that chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. Continue with the pattern. The first stitch from the back, you make 3 double crochets. Chain 3 and continue with the same pattern. On the first stitch of the previous 3 double crochets, make double crochets from the back. Let's do it one more time. Chain 3 on the first stitch, make 3 double crochets from the back. And that's how it looks like. Continue. We meet at the end of the row. We're almost at the end of our third row. Again, make 3 double crochets on that first stitch of the previous 3 double crochets. Remember, we are joining with a double crochet, not a chain 3, on top of our first chain 2. And our first chain 2, we said it's not counting as a stitch. This is how our hat looks like so far. This is the pattern we are going to make. A repeat of row 2. Every time you come to the end of the row, you have to chain 2 and turn your work. Remember, always we are working from the back of our first stitch. Make 3 double crochets. And always remember to chain 3. This is how our hat looks like so far. It's just a repeat of row 2. Remember, we are working on the first stitch from the back. We make 3 double crochets on it. We will continue with that pattern, and remember, at the end of every row we join with a double crochet, not a chain 3, on top of the first chain 2. Again, the chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Again, chain 2 and turn your work and continue with the pattern. I'll make a total of about 14 rows, then I'll meet you there. Here I have my 14 rows of that pattern. It's a stretchy hat. It is measuring 8 inches. That's enough. We are going to start a row of reducing so that we can close the hole. Chain 2, turn your work. We will continue with the same pattern, yes. Work from the back of that first stitch, make 3 double crochets. Now we will not chain 3, we will chain 2 because we are reducing. Continue with the same pattern, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2. That is how this row is going to be. Almost at the end of the row, make 3 double crochets, and join with a double crochet on top of our chain 2. Chain 2 and turn your work. We continue with the same pattern. Make 3 double crochets. This time round we chain 1, then 3 double crochets. So for this row we are making 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Remember we are reducing or decreasing. Join with a double crochet on the top of our chain 2. Chain 2 and turn your work. This time we make 3 double crochets without chaining. Don't chain, make a chain. So again make 3 double crochets. No chain, 3 double crochets. That is how we are going to make this row. Almost at the end of the row. This time we are going to join with a slip stitch, not a double crochet but a slip stitch, sorry. Chain 2, turn your work. For this row we are going to make 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets at the back of that first stitch. Make 2 double crochets. Again, no chain, 2 double crochets. Again, this is how our row is going to be. We are going to make 2 double crochets throughout. We are coming to the end of the row and we will make a slip stitch on top of our chain 2. Chain 2, turn your work. This row we are going to make 1 double crochet alone. Remember the pattern is still the same. We are working from the back of the stitch. Make 1 double crochet throughout the row and you are not chaining, making a chain. You can see the hole is becoming small. Join together with a slip stitch on top of our chain 2, sorry. Chain 2, tighten your work. This row we are going to work with double crochets. Make a double crochet, skip one double crochet, and on the next make a double crochet. Skip one, make a double crochet on the next. At the end of the row, make a slip stitch. We have a very small hole, and that we will close with the yarn needle. Chain one and tighten your yarn. Leave a long yarn to close the hole. We are going to close the hole from the inside part of the hat. Use your yarn needle. And there we have our hat. The hole is closed. You can leave the hat like that. It is very stretchy. It is beautiful. I'm going to put a pom-pom on this hat, but you can as well just wear it without a pom-pom if you prefer not having one. I'm using my crochet hook to put the yarn inside so that I can tighten the pom-pom. And there I have my hat. I love it with a pom-pom. It's a very beautiful hat. It's a very beautiful pattern, and it stretches very well. Try out this pattern and let me know. Here we have our hat. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. See you in our next tutorial. Bye.